Vodafone in the UK just dropped a bombshell on the smartphone world in terms of value. Made by ZTE, this is the Smart Ultra 6 for £125 only on pay-as-you-go. You get a 5.5-inch 1080p screen, an octa-core 1.5 GHz Qualcomm chipset, a 13 megapixel rear camera, 5 megapixel front, lollipop on board from day one, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabyte of internal storage plus micro SD. That's pretty darned impressive, though it is exclusive to the Big Red in the UK. With terrific devices like the LG G4 and Samsung Galaxy S6 around, each with cameras to apparently die for, and they are good, I've tested them, why on earth do I find myself still slumming it with the 2-year-old Lumia 1020? I wanted to outline a few thoughts, and not just to expound on freezing party action shots with an open beer, don't worry. It got me thinking, what exactly do knowledgeable users want from the camera in their phones? Now, survey after survey pops up that a good camera is the most important thing users want from a new phone. Yet how does this break down in the real world? After all, just about any phone camera can take a decent photo outdoors these days, really. Even budget £100 phones like this Honor Holly here, or the Lumia 640 or 640 XL, can take really decent colour shots of landscapes, flowers and even food. So what does the smartphone user with half an idea about imaging really want? Okay, what do I want? And for each of the requirements below, I'm going to score a few popular or memorable smartphones on screen as captions. Number 1, they want good low light performance generally, sunsets, fireworks, floodlit fountains, that sort of thing, without horrible digital noise, speckles and blur. A large sensor and a large aperture help a lot here, along with OIS, optical image stabilization. And thankfully we now have these for almost every smartphone over about £300, plus a few second-hand models for a lot less, like the Nokia Lumias with the OIS and the Nexus 5 here. Evening shots of static scenes are now doable. Number 2, they want good stereo audio without it distorting at high volume. Just witness the number of phones out shooting videos at gigs and festivals these days, and gradually phone microphones are getting better. Led by Nokia, or should that be the ex-Nokia, with the 4 high-amplitude microphones in the Lumia 930 and 1520 here. And you already know the quality of the old 808 for shooting this every single time. Some HTC microphones do get close, as do those in the Nexus 6 and also some of the top-end Samsungs. Number 3, they want a shutter button or other easy way of launching the camera application. Now the Nokias here, the top-end ones, all have physical shutter buttons, of course, as do the top-end Sony Xperias. But the quick launch button double press on the Samsung Galaxy S6s and the long press on the back of the LG G2, 3 and 4 all serve much the same purpose, to get the camera starting and active while you're still removing the device from your pocket. Number 4, they want a capability for natural bokeh. That's B-O-K-E-H, being able to take macros with some blurring of the background without having to resort to ugly software clutches as on the HTC One M8. Most of the flagship camera phones in the last 2 years now enable this thanks to larger apertures and sensors. The 1020 mentioned earlier, and also the Galaxy K Zoom here. Also you zoom to go a little further optically with only a little compromise. Number 5, they want, at least if they've got a clue about how photography works, fill-in flash so that subjects with light behind them can still come out reasonably exposed. You can't always choose which direction your subjects are facing. I have to give the nod, I'm afraid, to Xenon here again on the Lumia 1020 and the Samsung Galaxy K Zoom, since LED is rarely remotely bright enough to fill in shadow detail, whereas I've used my 1020 to take great people shots against a bright background on a sunny day. Number 6, they want an interface that lets you adjust exposure and shutter speed and more easily and intuitively. Camera software is getting better across the board these days, though nothing has yet quite beaten, and I know I'm a bit biased here, Nokia's concentric circle interface from Windows Phone, in my opinion. Number 7, they want a viewfinder that you can actually see outdoors when the sun is shining. What the heck are you taking a photograph of, etc. This is surprisingly difficult as you're often shooting at odd angles and not viewing the display head on. Maximum contrast outdoors is needed from the smartphone screen. Number 8, and yes, they want party mode. Low light capture of people, including laughing presenters with unopened beer bottles, down the pub, at events, at receptions. Crisp shots of human beings are a must, and this of course is where xenon helps a lot, but also does a large aperture and a quick shutter speed, as seen on the LG G4 and the like. Number 9, they want 4K video capture with an easy way, preferably built in, of grabbing 8 megapixel stills from the footage. Perfect for school sports days, pet antics, toddlers. Just take the video and then grab your photos, as many as you like, later on while chilling out with a beer on the sofa. It's a really, really useful technique, phone hardware and software permitting. Number 10, they want comfort and gripability, so nothing too sharp or too slippery. For camera use, thinner phones are actually a liability, less usable. This is back to the Galaxy K Zoom. Far more grippable, far better. Oh darn, that was 10. I've now thought of an 11th requirement. Speed. Users want the camera application to start quickly, shoot, and then be ready for the next shot very quickly as well. Thankfully, this isn't an issue for most phones these days, though my favourite Lumia 1020 does rather fall foul of this one in a major fashion. You'll have seen my somewhat subjective scores fly across the screen in the last few minutes based on each requirement, and to save you doing the maths, I thought I'd give you the totals. And so we have the 2 smartphones that are unashamedly camera-centric as the top 2 by miles. No surprise. Other than that, both phones are now 2 years old. An eternity in the phone world. Surely it's time for anyone to produce something equivalent to either of the Lumia 1020 or the Galaxy K Zoom in 2015. Maybe I should get the very expensive Panasonic CM1 in for review. Gulp. Maybe my own selection of the requirements is a bit too personal, and the scores do bear out my own continued choice of the 2-year-old Lumia 1020 as my camera phone for all jobs, all scenarios. It's not perfect, I grant you. Lack of speed is the big drawback, but it's a damn good all-rounder. And equally as niche, but equally as good an all-rounder is the Galaxy K Zoom here. It's been updated multiple times in firmware since its launch, and it really does take some stunning photographs, especially when zoomed. Of course, it's rather chunky even compared to the Lumia 1020, making this look like a supermodel by comparison. Followed by the LG G4 and the Galaxy S6, of course, in that order, with more conventional, slim form factors. Regardless of how seriously you take my scoring and adding up, hopefully this top 10 or top 11 has given you some food for thought in terms of what you want from a camera phone. Not least that I haven't mentioned resolution or numbers of megapixels once. Smartphone imaging isn't as straightforward as the adverts and bullet points would have you believe.